200 here, 1v1, Siwal Frontier, blue side. It's Tex as a Techmarine starts off range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with the structures and repair, wade into melee too. This is the Salamander's elite scheme. Red side is Yaay as a Warlock, a melee commander that can leap into combat with some powerful spellcasting and some decent mobility too, going straight for that central VP. None of the VPs natural on this map. This big line of points down the middle. Pretty good map for snipers generally speaking because of these wide open areas kind of above and below the VP, so you might see rangers and or sniper scouts, so I think rangers are more of a possibility. Very short run to bash typically on this map too, so watch for those flame attacks. We do have double scouts for Tex. These guys going bottom, going to meet some Dire Avengers. They do have the, I believe that's heavy cover, those rocks. Uh-oh, Warlock has jumped on the Tactical Marines. Literally misses the Destructor. Should have waited perhaps until they were closer together there. This is a match from the Elite Solo Ladder. If you don't know what that is, check the link in the description. It's pretty cool just to look through all the stats and all the matches and stuff if you don't get involved. But at the time of recording, not necessarily when these guys played, Yaay was top of the ladder, going under a different name I believe, and Tex is in 8th, though he has recently stopped playing I believe, at least for the time being, so he might be slipping down the ladder a little bit. But yeah, go check it out, and if you like 1v1 Dawn of War 2 action, then start laddering it up. Shuriken Cannon on the way for Yaay, pretty vital these days in most Eldar builds. Banshee's dropping a model, but they do get in on those. Uh-oh, shotguns coming into play, and Yaay spotted it and got the retreat before the shotgun blast went off, so they weren't knocked down. Techmarine now capping the mid. What's going on bottom? Bit of a standoff here. Scouts versus Dire Avengers. Scouts backing away now. None of them wanting to engage and drop models, I guess. Shotguns will help keep those Banshees and that Warlock at bay. But if the Guardian Weapon team's around, those shotgun scouts won't want to get close to use them. They're going to need to hang back, wait for the Banshees to make their move. Anything for the Warlock here? Nope. Does have some awesome support options with the channeling runes and the slightly less great perhaps enhance, which is set to get some changes in 2.5. It's going to give less of a damage buff I believe, but it's going to last longer. And a lot of the complaints of it at the moment is that it only lasts 6 seconds. It does give you, I think, +3 speed and 33% damage or something crazy like that. It's a really powerful buff, but obviously the duration holds it back somewhat to see regular usage. Channeling runes it is for Yaay. Gives him the channeling ability, which is a incredibly powerful heal over time on a single target. I guess the strongest healing ability in the game, but it does lock down the Warlock for the duration. He can interrupt it by knocking him back, which is what these shotguns will be able to do. Techmarine getting bionics. Really strong piece of war gear right now in the current meta. Pretty damn cheap, as you can see. That's pretty much as cheap as war gear gets. 100 rec, 20 power gives him health regen, and the powerful sweep ability, which is bad news for those Howling Banshees. Dire Avengers with their Exarch in tier 1 gives them a detector with a short radius. Not entirely sure what the radius is. I think it's 15. Guardian Weapon team being aggressive here, catching the Tactical Marines. No, just get behind that shot blocker in time. More shotguns for Tex. He's got nothing else up though. Double shotgun scouts. Those Tacs and that Techmarine with bionics. Now the Tactical Marines here forcing melee combat on those Dire Avengers. Banshees are there, Tactical Marines spotting them and retreating out immediately. Good use of scouts there, pushing forward, getting a shotgun blast on this Shuriken, and look at the damage when you get close up with those shotguns. That's pretty nasty. And a grenade might finish them. No, they moved away just in time, down to 2 models, but they will be okay. There is the powerful sweep. I think it's 45 damage, yeah, 45 melee damage. So it will do less to super heavy and commanders, although I don't think you'll see it used that much versus Terminators and stuff. But for Ogrins, it's worth noting, I think. Gives him health and health regen and increases his melee damage, which I forgot about. So good synergy with his axe, obviously. but helps him when he's forcing melee combat on weak little dire Avengers, I guess, to pick off models. Perhaps we do have Rangers on the field for Yaay. Sniper infantry that can disrupt from range and deploy hollow fields to infiltrate allies and enemies, I think. Anyone that walks into the hollow fields gets infiltrated. Speaking of infiltrated, we have some scouts sneaking around the mid. Going to be a vital tool to use in dislodging the shuriken, and the Rangers are a vital tool to spotting those guys. Rangers have a really long keen sight radius. Keen sight is what allows you to spot infiltrated stuff. Scouts getting hit by that kinetic shot or kinetic pulse, I forget what it's called, knocking them down. What's going on top though? Warlock and the Rangers now pushing forward towards the Techmarine, who's behind the heavy cover, eats a grenade. Yep. And getting shot by those Rangers. Snipers, of course, got changes a few patches ago now. Pretty damn deadly versus commanders and single entities with commander armor. Taking big chunks of health off this Techmarine hit. And there's the channeling runes on the Banshees just to heal them up before they fight again, I think. They do have their aspect of strength, increasing health by 10%, giving them Warshout and Fleet of Foot, and of course giving the Executioner to the Exarch in tier 2 should they purchase it, which they usually do. Banshees pretty much need their upgrades to function most of the time. I'm sure there are some players that are happy to keep them default and go through tier 1. Flame attacks doing their thing. Got a generator down, maybe 2, maybe there were 3 up here. There probably were actually, and Yaay goes tier 2. Banshees going off the Tactical Marines, but they did a good job over there. Rangers prowling the central line. Yaay happy so far to concede this bottom VP pretty much. That wreck point hasn't been capped. He's concentrating on mid and top at the moment. Could branch out late game where you see more and more desperate capping usually, if the game is close anyway. Scouts dodging well, and they really are putting on that damage at that range. Holy crap, their shotguns doing more range the closer you get. As you see there, almost 15 piercing DPS. I'm not sure what range that DPS value is listed for though. Warlock still with his channeling runes and prowling the mid. Is it going bottom now? Grab this wreck point at least, I would think. And tier 2 for both players. Yaay will get there first. I'm thinking Wraithguard, but we'll see. Suppressing those 2 squads, well, the Commander and the Tactical Marines. Rangers still getting us shots in. These guys looking dangerous. Might pick a model off those Tactical Marines. Nope, not quite. No Exarch queued up. Yaay has the power to get Wraithguard. He's not getting them yet. Dire Avengers coming bottom. They do have their aspect of the Avenger now, but they've dropped their Exarch at some point. Sneaky scouts being sneaky. Techmarine using his half-decent durability, even with just Bionics. I say just Bionics because he does have Artificer, which makes him tougher, I believe. I think it's a 200 health boost from Artificer. Those mines, I don't think anywhere near as useful as the powerful sweep. Banshee's going to cap top now. 350 to 422. Yaay gonna get a triple cap unless these scouts can decap this bottom VP in time. Gonna be a retreat grenade here. Attempt. You're just waiting to see how they line up. They aren't clumped together though, which is bad for the grenade, and he misses it anyway. There's a triple for Yaay, and it's a Razorback for Tex. And there's the Wraithguard. Wraithguard with their fire on the move especially makes it pretty damn difficult to use those kind of light early tier 2 vehicles, I should say, versus Eldar. Now they have their Spirit Seer leader. You see how slow they are. But even when you force melee combat, they can still get shots off with the fire on the move if they're facing the right way. Can be really annoying to deal with. 287 to 422. Devastator's on capping duty alongside the scouts, and Tex is conceding a hell of a lot of the map here. Yaay is splitting a little bit better, but Razorback in play. taking shots at those Banshees. Does have a twin-linked heavy bolter on top of it. Decent piercing damage. Can peel off models from light infantry squads quite well. Wraithguard going for the power, are they? Nope. Gonna shoot off some scouts. Area of effect damage. Good versus all targets. Cannot be suppressed. Pretty damn tough as well. But they are very, very slow and pretty useless in melee combat. I'd be interested to see how much melee damage they actually do. Don't think I've ever looked that up. Now the Warlock's going to cap bottom, and the Wraithguard are not going for the gens. Very strange. Could at least got one generator down there, I think. Tactical Marines down to very low hit points are capping. They can reinforce off that Razorback, of course. Allows you to transport and reinforce allied infantry. Can stuff 4 squads in there. Commanders counted as a squad. Banshees on the prowl. They do have their Exarch leader now. You see that massive spear she has, which is a heavy melee weapon, just over 50 DPS, I believe. Yep, almost 52 DPS. Wow, Tactical Marines, I was going to say, they do not want to catch a volley from those Wraithguard at that health. They would have most certainly dropped models. The Techmarine trying to get in there and tie them up with a shuriken perfectly placed to support the Wraithguard. Yaay, really good with his positioning so far. Tex has been trying to kind of play on the outskirts of engagements, using his scouts to probe. But now the Dreadnought on the way, he's going to be able to fight head on a hell of a lot better with this guy stomping around. Starts off as a full melee walk-up, 100 DPS heavy melee with a 40 heavy melee splash damage, and this is a dead Razorback. Why is it not moving it? Down it goes. Not sure what happened there. We see that thing, I forget what it's called. It's a thing. Look at the thing on him. Oh, it's gone. That's a Warlock Global, which reduces the range damage you take. Dreadnought chasing down those Wraithguard now. He's really angry that they destroyed the Razorback, I think. Plasma Gun, Techmarine will do a lot of damage to those Wraithguard, and Overcharge is active. Still a double cap though for Yaay. This Dreadnought needs to do a hell of a lot. Yaay might just choose to avoid it. Do we see a Bright Lance? We do not see a Bright Lance. How is he going to respond then? It is Warp Spiders on the way. Going to use their Haywire Grenade to stop that Dreadnought in its tracks, but they still need something to damage it. That's going to be the Wraithguard job, I guess. That Haywire needs to come in early then. Banshee's in retreat, going to take a hit or two from the Dreadnought. Can he get a model? Smack, yes. It's that big squishy splash damage, did tons of damage there. Also has that kind of wrist-mounted flamer, the Dreadnought. Shotgun blast on the Warp Spiders. That was a nice grenade. Didn't seem to do a lot of damage though. Very odd. Maybe it wasn't as nice as I thought it was. There is the channeling. Healing up those Warp Spiders to full pretty easily. Such a powerful heal. Dreadnought going for the assault cannon. Now that he's seen those Warp Spiders, perhaps he doesn't think he's going to have much luck getting into melee combat. No Bright Lance though, so he's still relying on that Wraithguard to take down the Dreadnought. And now that the Dreadnought has a ranged weapon, it's more likely to be sat still shooting stuff and taking shots from the Wraithguard. Still has around about 73 heavy melee DPS if it has a ranged weapon. Doesn't tell me the melee here, but that's about right, I think. 55 DPS piercing, that's around about 5 less than the Terminator's assault cannon. Doesn't do as much courage damage either, but it is obviously on a big fat vehicle. There is the assault cannon doing its thing, trying to peel models off the Wraithguard, but they are heavy infantry, so they do have natural damage resistance to that piercing damage. Warlock is bottom and capping. Used the Warlock well so far. Always going bottom when needed to cap. Are these guys going to grenade? Looks like they might try. Down to 2 models. It's freaking risky. And they run away. They didn't actually have the energy to grenade. Maybe they're trying to bait them out. Try and fake it. Bright Lance is up now. More Devastators, that is, at the top. That's a second Devastator squad. Defensive build from Tex for the most part. Tactical Marines now forcing melee combat on the Wraith Guard. Very low hit points though. Look at the Bright Lance now getting shots on the Dreadnought, but that assault cannon is scary. And there's a scary grenade as well if they didn't get out of there, but they did. No attempt to push the power whatsoever that I've seen with those Wraith Guard. Seem to have had the opportunity a few times, but he has almost the entire central spine here, yaay. Only thing he hasn't got capped is this top VP. And another Dreadnought from Tex. Those guys, those Banshees I should say, instantly suppressed by the assault cannon and the heavy bolter. There's the haywire grenade. Snaring movement and preventing it from attacking, which is vital, which is why it's not trying to turn and shoot here, just trying to get away. Rangers are going to be revealed as soon as they start capping, which might spell their doom. Yep, down they go. Yaay not paying attention to them, I don't think. There's channeling on the Wraith Guard. Are they going to be able to get out? I don't think they are. Ouch. Down goes the Spirit Seer. And the model has dropped. The Spirit Seer, as you can see there, stunning them. I think it might do something else as well when it dies. Might give them a damage resistance debuff or something for a few seconds. Seem to remember something else going on. Here's the second Dreadnought in its melee state for now. Wraithlord on the way for yaay. It's going to be the battle of the walkers, but Tex needs VPs pretty badly here. Down to 66 on his own counter. Those double infiltrated scouts have been a constant pain in the ass for yaay. Spotting stuff as well with their sergeant, although those rangers are down now. This Dreadnought needs repairs. The scouts can repair, as can the Techmarine himself, of course. He's level 2. Where's that Wraithlord at? There he is. Can get a shoulder-mounted ranged weapon, which does not impact his melee prowess. Also keeps his melee resistance and splash damage when he gets that shoulder-mounted ranged weapon, and it's going to be a Bright Lance. Only has 1,000 hit points compared to the Dreadnought's 1,200, but still a very powerful walker in its own right. Are we going to see a multi-melter Dreadnought? Where is the other one? Oh, it's down the bottom. Wrecking stuff with melee on Dire Avengers. A little bit of overkill there, but this Dreadnought's being chased down. Bad news for it. Heavy melee from the Wraithlord and that Bright Lance and the Wraith Guard. Down it goes. No special attack from the Wraithlord misses, but the Bright Lance finishes it off. Poor Dreadnought. Once that Wraithlord came into play and the Dreadnought wasn't quick, really quick moving off, it was doomed. Warpside's getting away. The grenades were good, but not good enough on retreat there. Here's the second Dreadnought, the melee one, which might struggle even more, although there's no haywire on the field right now. Gets the Bright Lance off the field. Now needs to tie up the Wraith Guard, or just leave here, because that's a Wraithlord coming in as well. He's happy to fight it. There's the global repair from the Techmarine, but I don't think it's going to last that long. Tying up the Wraith Guard, 61 to 305. What's going on top? That's Banshees wiping out some Devastators there. Not even Tex can keep an eye on everything. Warp Spiders teleporting to the mid and taking shots at the Tactical Marines. They do put out a hell of a lot of piercing damage. 61 to 285. It's a double cap for Tex. Dreadnought lives, maybe. Needs repairs, needs some repair help. Laz kind of getting shots on Wraithlord, takes it down. Now the Dreadnought is being set upon by Banshees, but will still have that melee resistance and is able to hold out. Now can get some revenge. Really clutch play from Tex. Had that Las Cannon at exactly the right time and took down that Wraithlord. Dreadnought survives, needs serious repairs, but he has 3 units to repair there. 61 to 251. What does yaay do now? Tier 3, I think. Does he get a second Wraith Guard squad here? Does he get a Falcon up? Got lost Loptram's old beacon on the way from Tex. Beacons can be really powerful late game. Often you'll see them kind of as soon as possible in tier 1. The same with turrets, but I'm of the opinion that if you wait a little while, wait for you to become stabilized a bit and then get those defensive structures up, becomes a lot more difficult for your enemy to push. and take them out. Dreadnought repairing incredibly quickly now. That was a nice destructor on those devastator marines with the las cannon. Here is a heavy bolter though. Warp spiders can just teleport in and tie them up, or just shoot them. That'll work. Wraithguard getting shot. Dreadnought is going to go straight after the Bright Lance here, I think. Is it worth the Techmarine getting a... No, I don't think it's worth him getting a power axe. He's happy to tie them up with his regular power armored fist, I think. Banshees with that swirling aura type thing. Always forget the name of that thing. Distort Field. That's it. Distort Field, the global from the Warlock. Wraithguard getting into the garrison. This garrison is a bit strange because it starts off with only 150 hit points, as you can see there from the unit card, or building card as it is. So you can destroy the building pretty quickly, which will instantly wipe whatever was in it. 61 to 198. Tech's holding on to this 2-1. I think Yaay needs to stop trying to fight him head on and go bottom and do things. Yes, excellent strategic advice. Go bottom and do things. Yaay. He's gone tier 3. Tex is already there though. Plasma gun is scary. What is the DPS on this thing? Oh, why doesn't it tell me? Hopefully that'll be fixed in the next update. Must be well over 30 DPS plasma. Not sure how it compares to that Corrosive Devourer from the Ravener, which is a awesome ranged weapon. Still no attempt to get that power, which I think is biting Yaay in the arse here. Tech's able to get 2 Dreadnoughts out, multiple Devastators, and go tier 3 before Yaay. We have a second Wraithlord. Wraithguard getting the channeling, which is great for them. They didn't have to go off the field to heal up. Dreadnought charging in, breaks the shield, gets the Emperor's Fist off on the Dar Avengers, who are fleeing with fleets. Warp Spiders meanwhile are capping and shooting. Banshee's in trouble. Yaay took his eyes off them for a second, didn't realise they were running headlong into a Devastator. Here comes the second Wraithlord with a Bright Lance immediately. Dreadnought's in trouble here. Wraithguard in the building, which they didn't always be able to do. They couldn't always get into those buildings. But this Dreadnought's a goner, you would think, being chased out by that Bright Lance Wraithlord. Smack. Does have a minimum range, that Bright Lance, which is a relatively recent change, a pretty good one too. He's going to get a shot here though and finish it off. Oh, Predator tank though. How do you kill walkers? Generally a tank is a good idea, especially if it has the anti-vehicle upgrade, which is this the guy is getting with a twin-linked las cannon. Wraithlord already really low. Where is the las cannon though? He's capping bottom. One more shot from the las cannon, didn't even need it in fact. Down goes the Wraithlord, did not last long. 58 to 134. Wow. Banshee's getting shredded as they walked in there. Those scouts are painful. Yaay calls GG and concedes the game. Did not think he had what it took to come back in here, and Tex was looking pretty damn strong. A shaky start, as is often the case for Space Marines, but powered through, kept his scouts alive and kept them active, which I think was vital. Got to level 3 and level 3. They were awesome. Tactical Marines almost hit level 4, pretty damn close. What did Tex lose? I think he lost Devastators and those 2 Dreadnoughts. But Yaay, I think, neglected the bottom a little bit towards the end of the game and never even looked at bashing the power from what I saw, which is a bit odd. The Wraithguard in particular had a really good opportunity to go after it. But there you have it. Yaay currently top of the ladder. He probably was when this game happened as well. And there you have it. Check out the Elite Solo ladder. Go to the link. It's cool. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.